mask up. Hashtag cover up. Do not, for everyone's sake, get together in large groups. Maintain physical distancing. Hashtag keep it small.
Hashtag keep it small. Hashtag mask up. Hashtag we're going to close down again if you don't.
Hashtag this is craziness.
Hashtag it's Wednesday, July 15th, and it's 75 degrees outside. And welcome. The Modern Eater Show continues. Big show today. Greg Hollenbeck, Jay Parker, Brian Freeman. What's up, boys?
How are you?
Good afternoon.
Ooh, sounding good. We're all in our places in Studio Kitchen, Colorado, and a big show for you today. This first segment, we're going to talk about Mayor Hancock and his press conference today and what that may mean for us. But all signs is today, it's a Wednesday. We're still going to restaurants here in Colorado. If you're in California, different story. Shut down in dining in.
Yeah.
In your dining room. Done. Shut down.
Should we be more scared or afraid, Greg, because this is the same kind of crap that California was doing? That all of a sudden they're going to give a little, everybody mask up, right? Mask up. And then next week we're going to say, by the way, you're closed.
Yeah. And it was telling as we spoke to Ed from, forgot the restaurant.
CBB. No,
C.R. Gibbs.
C.R. Gibbs.
CBB.
C.R.
Gibbs in California. Great. It looked like a really cool restaurant. I actually like to visit, but dining in, his dining room is shut down, and that's for all of California right now. All counties in California ordered to shut down. 2:20 today, Dr. William Blanchet, and the doctor comes on. He's our guide when it comes to, what are we looking at here? How's Colorado? Are we seeing a spike right now? Or is it just an uptick? Where are we at right now in Colorado? And is there any data that's being compiled that's going to make the governor's decision that much easier to roll back some of these openings, probably starting with restaurants? As you can see, bars had already taken that hit, 3 p.m. Patrick Matty, because we can't say his last name. Patrick's going to come.
Is this Medishwishka?
I think it's Matawiski. No, it's not. And then Kaibab Sauvage. We're lucky we can even say that name. It took us weeks. These guys are from Sauvage Spectrum Wine, and we got to visit with these dudes earlier. I'm going to put it on a poll. And you can go to, first of all, go to themoderneater.com. All of today's lineups in the daily blog. We're going to listen to some more of Mayor Hancock's speech and just see, are there any clues? We're going to search for clues out of this speech. So let's see if anything pops up.
Wait, and first, there's a game behind this, too, though, Greg. It's a drinking game. Every time he says hashtag you drink, okay?
Is that what it is? Oh, now I'm going to look for that. All right, go get the 291 whiskey, if you would. Let's see how drunk we're about to get. Again, thanks for joining us. It is a Wednesday, July 15th. For all the food news you can use, thanks for joining us on the Modern Eater Show. Also, tickets still available. 7 more dinners left of our summer dinner series. That's summerdinnerseries.com.
Summerdinnerseries.com.
Summerdinnerseries.com. That's all you need, man. I mean, truly, the best of the best in Colorado chefs playing with delicious Colorado ingredients. And we've got Julie Marrone, who's going to come on the show today from Petrocco Farms.
Petrocco, yeah, she is. They are just that family, what they're doing. The fact that they're farming land that stretches from, Greeley to Fort Collins.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
You're going to get a little peek of it at 2:40. So you lucked out. Welcome. You made it. The Modern Eater Show. Let's, themoderneater.com, the daily blog. You can jump into it. But all of today's lineup, plus the videos for today and some topics, we're all right there for you. We hope to do that on a daily basis. Also, yesterday's show, all buttoned up, wrapped up. That is in the archives, in the show archives on themoderneater.com. So you can catch up for all the shows, 6 years worth, or 5.5 years worth of shows on themoderneater.com. Here's your mayor, Michael Hancock.
You're still safer at home, so please try to stay at home as much as possible.
I stay home a lot, so that's
and
got
if you're
that
a business not covered by an order yet, you can and should require one while inside your business. This recent spike that we're seeing is extremely concerning. But we're in a place where if we stay focused.
Okay, all right. So he called it a spike again.
Yeah. That's concerning.
That's a clue.
Yep.
This recent spike. So it's no longer an uptick. It's no longer just a gradual, it's a spike. It's a spike.
We can reverse the trend. We're going to take preventative steps now and hopefully to help level off the spike. So we have an announcement this morning. I have informed the governor that for the time being, we're hitting the pause button on our public health order variance requests to the state. I've always said that when it comes to reopening, Denver was going to take a measured and responsible approach to those efforts. And
which were
the
what?
responsible thing to do right now is to slow down on reopening plans. That's why staying focused on doing the preventive measures is so very important right now, is how we can step.
All right, to slow down reopening plans. Now, what does that mean, really? Because we've already had reopening plans, and especially restaurants. But we're looking at hair salons, we're looking at gyms, those type. So the reopening, as slow as it was, gradual. How do you go any slower, or in what way? That's what I'm confused about. Right?
I would say be concerned because what he's just doing is prepping you, right?
Well, here's what, and you can't believe this, but enforcement for not wearing masks. Now, remember, we traveled the state of Colorado. You guys that haven't been outside the Denver city limits, you guys that haven't seen what's happening outside of Denver city limits, Denver is really strict with masks to the point of you will be shamed if you're not wearing a mask. You can go into some rural Colorado areas to where it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, you're shamed if you are wearing a mask.
That's right. Here's the continue with the mayor.
Step by step, get back to normal. And frankly, it's better to take small steps forward and even pause moving forward in order to avoid having to.
Yeah, right there. Get real nervous. Pause. That to me says.
So the past couple of days, folks have been reaching out, and we do like to cover, as much as we can the news and keep our ear to the ground of what the shutdowns have been, what the reopenings have been like, what we're seeing from our local bureaucrats, our local politicians, and words like that should be concerning to you if you are a small business owner. Pause means shut down.
Yeah.
Pause means shut down.
Unfortunately.
Close your cash register.
Yeah.
Fall back or lose ground. I want to clearly state.
I'm just going to pop that back just a bit.
Is how we can step by step get back to normal. And frankly, it's better to take small steps forward and even pause moving forward
He's setting
in
you
order
up.
to avoid having to fall back or lose ground.
He's telling you right now.
I want to clearly state, if the public health guidance I get from the Department of Public Health and other health officials in part.
So here's what's happening, y'all, and thank you again. It's a Wednesday, July 15th, and as the Mayor Hancock speaks today, basically saying to you, we're going to do the one last push on our end so that we can do the we told you. And what that means is you're hearing right now from the politicians that are saying mask up. Let's curb this spread that we're seeing right now. They've called it a spike. Once it's called a spike and they've identified it as a spike and they've told you to wear a mask, even to the point of enforcement, which I want to know more about that. Wait until you hear more of what the mayor has to say.
Well, and Greg, and let me share with some of our viewers why you and I think, are taking the position that we're taking is because we have exposed ourselves to not only the news and things that are happening in Colorado, but we're aware of what's going on in other states. And one of the things that we saw and what we're trying to share with our viewers and all of our restaurant friends is the fact that last week, this very similar dialogue.
The scenario
was coming out of the governor.
California.
Yeah.
And so, again, I've said it time and time again, in politics, when you see what's happening in California, you can bet Colorado's next. That's just renownedly the way that it goes. Usually Colorado's number 2 to California in a lot of decision-making processes. Very, very similar in the thought process as Californians. What you're about to hear next from the mayor is enforcement on wearing your mask. I'm going to put a poll up. Are you wearing a mask? Do you wear a mask when you go into public, right? I want to know the answer. Be truthful. Be truthful. We'll talk about what our habits are once we're done with this.
Partners who we call on for advice requires us to have tougher enforcement on face covering orders, and caps on the number of people available in space. We will not hesitate to take such action. Bob McDonald, Director of Department of Public Health and Environment, is here with us today.
They can lock you up.
And I've asked Bob McDonald and Kristen Bronson to prepare for the eventuality that we have to get tougher in our enforcement, but also if we have to begin to roll back some of our efforts.
Ooh.
I will also tell
you might stop that, Greg, because he said prepare
to
roll back.
To devote more staff to compliance with the face covering efforts. So we are already in the process of stepping up our visibility and our enforcement throughout the city. They will also be proactively visiting businesses and other various venues where coverings are mandated.
All right, they're sending them out.
Yeah.
The Gestapo comes out. They'll be coming to a business near you. Where is your face covering? Where is it, Brian?
I'm lucky. It doesn't bother me. I wear it, as you know. I mean, I caught myself in the car by myself with it on the other day, and I was like, okay, Brian, take off your damn mask. But I think that everyone should, right? I mean, I don't know. Listen, I've traveled the world. I've seen other countries. I was in China when it's not mandatory by the government. It's mandatory because the air sucks so bad.
Okay, so this is why it's going to be great to have at 2:20 Dr. William Blanchet will join us. The more and more research that I'm doing on these masks that we're wearing right now, the research is showing, and this is pre-COVID, right? This is the information from these masks that we're wearing pre-COVID. So it's not all swayed towards needing to wear a mask, having to wear a mask. A lot of these facial coverings, first of all, one use is what you're supposed to use them for. Mm-hmm. And the intake is going to be a lot better than the outtake of these masks. So I want to clear up, is the spread of COVID less by you wearing a mask? Now, I would imagine the answer is just an obvious yes. If you're wearing a mask, you're going to help prevent it. But to what extent?
Sure.
To what extent is that prevention really happening? To the point of where we will show up.
Enforcement actions where noncompliance is prevalent. Next, I also want to give an update to our community on the testing site at the Pepsi Center.
So we'll leave it there with that.
Over 50,000 tests.
Testing center at the, therefore, the more testing that's done, the more positive cases that will come back. And the more that happens, the more you're going to see your restaurants have positive cases. The more you're going to see your gyms and your barber shops. What happens at that point in time? What's the protocol? Do you shut down your business altogether? It's real loosey-goosey out there right now on really what should happen. But as we said, the walls are closing in. They're really closing in now. It's narrowing.
Well, and Greg, don't you think at some level there should be a discussion? Because, I mean, my opinion on the mask, I'm not wearing the mask so I don't get it. I'm wearing the mask so I don't spread it. Now, I'm concerned because of where our heads are around, listen, I got a call last night from somebody saying, hey, a small distribution company is closing down for 14 days because everyone in the company has COVID. I would be concerned that we are going to continue to see more and more of these kinds of things, which sucks, right? Because I thought we were on the downturn. I thought we were getting better. I thought we were moving in a direction that they were going to say, hey, listen, it's subsided in Colorado because I thought we were doing great. And now the problem is no, it's not.
I want to hear from you guys, right? I mean, let's hear from them. Let's put a poll up right now. I'm going to go ahead and put a poll on today's show, and thank you for joining us again. It's Wednesday, July 15th, and what I believe in. And again, this is purely Greg Hollenbach speaking for Greg Hollenbach, Brian Freeman speaking for Brian Freeman, Jay Parker speaking for everyone.
Well, I mean, I haven't spoke too much yet, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
What's your best guess, guys? My best guess is by Friday, we will see an announcement that comes down through the governor's office that says restaurants will be put on pause again.
I disagree. I don't think it's going to happen that fast. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, but I don't think. And I'm just going off a little bit of the doctor. You know, he made some comments the other day talking to him before, and
well, we need to check in from him, seeing if these parties up in Boulder are still going on.
The Modern
COVID
Eater
parties.
Facebook page, please just sign off and let us know what your thoughts are on this. And do you believe that we need to push the pause button? We've seen a lot of interesting activity. Now here's what the rub is for me anyway. So a couple of weeks behind always, right, from when infected towards actually showing the symptoms of COVID. I'm concerned that, I mean, did you watch the protests? Did you see many people gather together?
Some with masks, some
I'm
without.
concerned that the wrong things are being addressed right now, and I'm not so sure that shutting down our small businesses would be the way to go. But again, with that, I see the doctor. He's standing by. We've got a great doctor. He's joined us throughout the COVID crisis. He continues to join with us. We'll take a break. I'm going to put this poll up. I'd encourage you, please, let us know. I want to hear the truth from you. Are you wearing your mask? And should that be the way the question should be formed? Maybe we should ask the doctor before we break away. Doctor, can I get your voice? What should the poll of today be, doctor?
What percentage of time do you wear the mask? Greater than 50%, greater than 90%, less than 50%? Not at all. That's what I would love.
So what percentage in public? Is that what
in public?
In public.
In public.
So
what percentage of time are you masked in public?
Perfect.
Greater than 90%, less than 50%, 50 to 90%.
Got it. Okay. We're going to pause, come back. I'll have that poll up. We'll see what we come up with up next. Dr. William Blanchet right here on the Modern Eater Show.
Hey guys, Chris Johnson here, owner of Rome Sausage, your hyper-local source for all things sausage awesomeness. My family is proud to carry on the fine traditions of Rome's founder, Jerry Rome, by producing a variety of amazing sausage in small batches with an eye on quality, not quantity. Every batch is made here in the great state of Colorado by hand mixing spices, utilizing lean cuts of pork to make an outstanding product. Sourcing ingredients and materials locally, we are committed to supporting local vendors, chefs, restaurants, and the entire Colorado food scene. Getting hungry yet? Brats, Italian, breakfast, hot Polish, green chili, chicken apple, and the world's best chorizo. You can source all of our sausage through a variety of food service distributors. If your distributor doesn't carry it, call us. We'll come direct. You want a custom item? We'll do that too. Samples and, of course, sausage jokes can be had by contacting me directly at chris@romesausage.com or by phone at 303-296-7663. The Modern Eater loves Rome Sausage, and I know you will too.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Okay, the Modern Eater Show continues. The poll is up and popping. The doctor gave us guidance. We'll welcome Dr. William Blanchet to the show right now from Boulder Internal Medicine. It's good to see you again, doctor.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
All right, what percentage of time do you wear a mask in public? Greater than 90%, 50 to 90%, less than 50%. So far, it is greater than 90% is at 38, 50 to 90%, 38, and less than 50%, 25. We'll see how that develops as you are on the show here today. Maybe we can change some minds to where we get up over that greater than 90%. That's what we're shooting for, right? Okay, doctor, lot to unpack here. Before the this segment, we played Mayor Hancock's press conference today, just bits and pieces of it, and we were playing Search for the Clues. Search for the clues that shutdowns are going to come again. He identified what we're seeing now as a spike, That's a clue. Okay. He also said taking precautions before we push the pause button. That's another clue. And then what else stood out for you, Brian, from Mayor Hancock?
The enforcement and just
the
that's
enforcement
a little
on the
bit
mask
scary.
as well.
Like what does that mean? What does enforcement
Sure.
mean? I think what's frustrating, and Doctor, I'm curious about your opinion. Everything he spoke to was in such ambiguity. He wasn't.
Well, the 20 years of my media experience tells me that all roads will lead to. We told you so. Here's what we're going to do now. They're basically telling us is what I believe, Dr. Blanchet. That's why we wanted to get with you.
They're bracing you for the ultimate thing that's going to come down again.
Sure. So go ahead and just tell us at first blush, what are we seeing a spike right now, Doctor, in Colorado?
We're seeing a spike. And I looked at the numbers last night. Between June 10th and July 10th, in Colorado, the number of cases identified has gone up 300%. Now, some of that can be increased testing. That is a fact. But here's a really interesting breakdown. In Denver, between June 10th and July 10th, the rates have only gone up 50%. In Boulder, they've gone up 90%. In Fort Collins, they've gone up 300%. And in Colorado Springs, they've gone up 400% in 1 month. And so we can't blame that kind of difference based on frequency of testing. I don't think they're getting that many more tests in Fort Collins or Colorado Springs than they are in Denver or Boulder. So what explains that difference? Well, I have friends who just drove through Colorado Springs, and they said they didn't see anybody wearing a mask in Colorado Springs. Boulder has more students than Denver. And so we have the student factor increasing the increase in Boulder. Fort Collins has both more students and a lower masking ecology than Boulder. So I think that's what's going on. I think we're really seeing a spike. I think unless we do something different, that spike is going to continue. Here's the good news. We are still not in a catastrophe. We're seeing 400 new cases a day. We're not seeing 5,000 new cases per day. If everyone put on a mask, it's simple. It's not hard. It's convenient. It doesn't change much in your life. If everyone put on a mask, we would see the rate of increase stop in its tracks and start going down. We wouldn't have to close a damn thing if people just wore a mask. And if we're only seeing a 50% increase, despite the fact that so few people are wearing their masks 90% of the time when they're out in public, if we got 90% of people wearing the masks, we could keep the restaurants open. We could keep the markets open. We could keep the businesses open. We could go to the barber. We could go to the hair salon. We could get damn toenails done if we started wearing a mask until we get a treatment for this. We are on the precipice of finding effective treatment. Let's keep the numbers down until we get a treatment. For those people who are hell-bent on joining the Let's Not Mask team, I got news for you. The Flat Earth Society still exists. Go join them. You're not going to kill anybody in the Flat Earth Society. In the No Mask Society, you're killing people. Stop it.
Well said, Doctor. Hey, would you ever go into an operation without a mask?
All right.
Or with no gloves?
Well, I mean, that's a stretch, but you should wear a mask.
Jay, would you walk this flat Earth without a mask?
Man, I love the flat earthers, man. I really do. I really do. Hey, Doctor, on a different show, I'll tell you about some experiences I've had with flat earthers. You might get a kick out of it. But back to this conversation.
So basically, the masks are enough to work. Multiple studies have shown that masks reduce infectivity by a factor of at least 4. So that means if currently, everybody with COVID makes 2 people sick. In Denver, it's a little bit less. In Colorado Springs, it's a little bit more. Everybody with COVID makes 2 people sick. If you wear a mask, it reduces your infectivity by a factor of 4. That means everybody with COVID makes a half a person sick. What does that mean? It means the rate of infection goes down. The same number of people becomes half as many people next time, becomes half again as many people next time. The pandemic goes away and we don't have to close anything. Or we can still say that masks make us sick, despite the fact that I've known thousands of surgeons who spend every day of their life with a mask, have not ever seen one person get sick from being in the OR all day with mask. We can turn this off. We can open up the economy just by wearing a mask. And in Colorado, it's not too late. We can do it now and turn this thing around now, and then we won't have to close down. And the mayor who's trying to lay crepe for us so that we're not going to be surprised in 2 weeks when they tell us to shut everything down won't be telling us that, because things will be okay. Wear a mask. Get off it. Wear a mask. Keep the restaurants open. Keep businesses open. Keep the economy alive. Wear a damn mask. That's just, I'm sorry.
No. Listen, I know.
I love it. I love what you're saying.
So where do we go from there, I guess? Saying it is one thing, doing it is another. It's interesting because now the media, you watch the media, even our evening news, it's so politically spun, and they're overlying districts of voting districts of Republican and Democrats and showing how similar the counties are from Republican to Democrat counties of who's wearing a mask in which county versus not. And now it's a political thing to where Republicans don't wear masks and Democrats do. And
let's get a mask that says "Keep America Great in 2020, vote for Trump." And every Trump supporter can wear a red mask that says "Vote for Trump," for God's sakes. I don't care. Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask.
Well, but do they work? Or do they? I mean, you just said that it cuts it by 4, but I've got to.
Let's get into that topic. So more and more, and I've been trying to do a bit of my research, but talk about the different styles of masks. But the predominant one is the paper mask. I know it has a name. I'm going to let you talk about that mask that we're seeing most people use right now.
Well, yeah. So first off, I don't want to get lost too deep in the woods of the type of mask you're wearing. If I am going to be intubating somebody, I need an N95 mask, a face shield, preferably a positive pressure N95 mask to protect me. But the only mask that's going to protect me is a positive pressure N95 where the intake is behind my gown behind me. Any other mask is not protecting me. All other masks are protecting you from me. And so the problem with masks is confusing because by wearing a mask, I'm not protecting myself. Any mask that I wear dramatically reduces the number of water particles that go in the air. And so I'm protecting everybody around me from me. Let me give you a great example. My daughter yesterday got informed that her coworker at the coffee shop where she works tested positive for COVID. She worked the morning shift with him Thursday morning. Tuesday, she gets the information that he tested positive for COVID. Friday, she had flown to Port Angeles to be with her in-laws and her husband's grandfather, who was 96 years old. So she was exposed to a guy with COVID, and then she went to Port Angeles and visited her 96-year-old husband's grandfather. Terrible. Could she have brought the virus to this old man and be responsible for killing her husband's grandfather, who, by the way, just lost his wife a few days before? And the answer is the person in the shop with her was wearing a mask. She was wearing a mask. They stayed 6 feet apart. Almost the entire shifts they worked together. The answer is she is not even considered someone who needs to isolate herself because her risk is that low. She's going to isolate herself anyhow, but because he wore a mask, because she wore a mask, because they stayed apart as much as possible, she did not put herself at risk and she did not put her family at risk. That's what masks do. And if I'm wearing an N95 mask, I'm doing the best job. Truth of the matter is you can't wear N95 masks all day. They're terrible. I hate them. I have N95 masks. I use them for special occasions. For comfort, I like a cloth mask. It breathes easier. If I'm taking a walk, I take my cloth mask with me. When I'm with patients, I wear a surgical mask. It's a little bit higher tech. Does a little bit better job of stopping particles. But any kind of bandana, any kind of mask will work fine in stopping my water particles from spewing in the air and hitting you. No mask is going to protect me from the aerosolized viruses that you have spewed out, they're now dry, it can easily suck through an N95 mask. So that's where the confusion comes in. It's not hard to find a reference saying N95 or masks don't protect us, because they don't protect me. My mask protects you. And if everyone wore a mask, we would all be protected, and this virus would die down and go away. And the data is quite clear. For me, protecting myself, a mask does nothing. It reduces my ability to infect you by a factor of at least 4. Clearly, for COVID virus, better than for other viruses. It works better for COVID than for flu. It protects me from infecting you by a factor of 4. That means if we all wore a mask, this pandemic would diminish, go away, and would reopen business like they have done in Wuhan, like they have done in Iran, like they've done in all the major areas where this started. It's gone because people are wearing masks. This disease hit Cuba. 11 people have died in Cuba because Cuba said wear a mask. And in Cuba, you wear a mask when they tell you to wear a mask. I have a friend who Facebooked me the other day, and he said he got on his bike, went to a coffee shop, and got to the coffee shop, realized he forgot his nasobuco, which is the uniquely Cuban word for mask. Scared the shit out of me. Jumped on his bike, went back as fast as he could to his apartment to get his mask because he did not want to be caught in public not wearing a mask. Here, it's a symbol of pride. I'm out in the public not wearing a mask. That's crap.
Say it, doctor, say it. Well, but you're taking away my freedoms, doctor. I have the freedom to go outside without a mask. I'm in America. I'm not in China.
Well, and that's the interesting rub here is that as free as we are as Americans, what we're starting to see now is you're taking a hit at my liberties. And it's that processing of where, hey, listen, this is just really a public safety thing.
And I'm a big advocate of liberties. I believe that people have the right to make the wrong decisions when that decision only affects their health and well-being. So if you want to do base jumping, you should have the right to do base jumping. Go for it. But you should not have the right to drive 100 miles an hour down Main Street drunk. There should be a law against that because you're putting other people in jeopardy. Well, that's what happens when you're not wearing a face mask. You are putting other people in jeopardy.
Let me ask you this: the reverse psychology theme, or the cookie jar theory. Is it because the cookie jar shut down, is you want a cookie that much more, or you don't want to wear a mask that much more because you're mandated to do one? What if we just said, do what you want to do. Don't wear a mask, don't wear a mask. Would more people wear masks at that point?
That's a good question. I think probably not, because, as you pointed out earlier, the mask has been so politicized and politicized beyond any level of rational thought. I mean, how this happened, I have no clue. It's beyond my comprehension. But the nice thing in Boulder is the patients in my practice, who are very Republican, very conservative, are also very diligent about wearing masks. Turns out they don't want to die, and they don't want to help other people die. So it doesn't have to be political. It can be rational. And I hope that rationality prevails and people start realizing if we wear a mask, we get to reopen our economy. If we wear a mask, our kids can then go back to school. If we wear a mask, we can do what we want to do. It just means wearing a mask. That's all we're asking. That reduces infectivity enough to make this pandemic go away. It does not reduce infectivity enough to guarantee that I'm not going to make you sick. So if you are 85 years old and I have COVID, the fact that I'm wearing a mask, that's not good enough. Stay away from me. But from the perspective of bringing the pandemic down, wearing a mask is all we need to do to bring the pandemic down. Right. The old folks still need to stay sheltered in place for a while longer. But if the rest of us just wore masks, this would go away.
Here's one.
And the statistics prove it. The numbers prove it. The argument that more people aren't dying is wrong. It's a fake argument. Look at Florida. The death rate's going up. The death rate lags behind the infection rate by 3 to 4 weeks. Been long enough now. We're seeing the death rate climb in Florida. Death rate's climbing in Texas. The ICUs are filling up in Texas. It's the same catastrophe in Texas and Florida now as it was in New York 2 months ago. And it didn't have to be. If we had masked when we started, this wouldn't be happening. I make a parallel and with forest fires. We have a forest fire. There's one tree on fire. We send one guy out with a shovel. That tree then grows to 10 trees. Now we have 2 people out with a shovel. They can't put out the fire, so we wait until it's 100 acres. We send 10 people out with a shovel and 1 slurry plane. If we started off with 10 people with shovels and 1 slurry plane when 1 tree was on fire, the fire would be over. With COVID, we have an area without much disease, so we say, don't worry about it. You don't have much disease. Well, pretty soon it's got a lot of disease. And then pretty soon after that, it's too much disease to fight, and we have to shut the place down. If places with low disease wore a mask, it would never get past low disease. The low disease would go away. If we wait until we have 5,000 cases per day in Colorado, it's going to be too late to just wear a mask. We have to shut the place down because the fire is burning too hot. Right now, we can still put on masks. We can still put on masks. Do it. I don't want my patients to die. I don't want to get this disease and die until there is a treatment, and we are on the precipice of a treatment. Hang in for a couple of months. We will have a treatment that will keep people from dying. That's my message.
And a good message that it is. And there are a lot of people out there going, okay, well, I need to prepare my life here of what's going to go on. Kids going back to school, should that be a thing? How should it happen, doctor? At first blush, here we go into the fall, and a lot of parents are saying, boy, if you don't take my kids from me, I'll give them COVID myself or something. You know, I need relief. So what are we looking at as far as learning institutions wanting to get back into it, but these very bizarre protocols of if somebody has COVID and catching it and what they have to do and quarantining and if a teacher has it, then the whole classroom gets shut down. If a student, it's very bizarre. There's a lot of nuances to it, but really, what's the bottom line with getting back into learning?
The bottom line for getting back to school, I think there's a dichotomy here. Getting back to school in college, where we're inviting students from Florida and California and Texas and Arizona and places that are exploding with COVID. They're closing the schools in those states, but it's okay for those kids to come to Colorado and go to school here. When the University of Colorado opens, we are going to have an explosion of COVID in every university town, and that will spread to the rest of the state. It's going to happen. There's no way around it. Right now, to invite people from COVID-rich states to come to Colorado to go to school is insane. I can't believe we're thinking about doing that in a few weeks. When we're looking at Colorado, the tragedy is back in June, everybody put on a mask. The question about can kids go back to school wouldn't even be a question anymore. The incidence of COVID would be so low, and we could track every case so well, this would be done if we started wearing masks in June. Right now, when we send kids back to the classrooms with the protocols that we've designed, it's a certainty that it's going to be a temporary thing. The kids will be coming back home. The classrooms will be shut down. There won't be a lot of people dying from it, but it's not going to work. If we put on a mask today, it might actually work. Are we going to put on a mask today? I don't know. But the thing is, if we put a mask on June 1st, we wouldn't even be having it. It'd be so obvious that the kids in Colorado can go back to school. We wouldn't be having a debate about it. Now, right now, we've seen a 300% increase in COVID over the last month. It's going to be a problem. The schools will not successfully reopen, even though they're going to try. Majority of it is down.
Do you think the rationale of we've been in this for 5 months, right? We've had, and I'm rounding up, we've had 135,000 deaths, I think, as of last night. I think was the number I saw last night. 5 months, 135,000 deaths. Does that mean the next 5 months we're going to see another 135,000 deaths, and then within another 2 months, so 1 year goes by and we're going to be close to 300,000 deaths? Does that math work, or is that rationale way off, Doctor?
That math is very dependent upon what we do, because this virus is fatiguing. We get so tired of this virus. I'm so done with this virus. I'm just going to go out and do things. If we take that attitude, 300,000 deaths would be a dream. We're going to be way past that. If New York took that attitude today, they would explode again. They're a tinderbox waiting to explode. New York is masking. New York's taking this a little bit more seriously. Places that have been devastated by this will hopefully then take it seriously. But does everyone need to be decimated with this before we can take it seriously? Or will we figure it out now and start wearing masks? How hard is that? So I'm hoping people wear masks. I'm hoping it changes. But if it doesn't change, 300,000 deaths would be a dream. We would love if we could have kept it to 300,000 deaths. There'll be more.
All right, we'll end it on this, Doctor. We'll go back to the poll. Here is what the results are at the end of the segment. What percentage of time do you wear a mask in public? Greater than 90%, 64% of people chime in. That represents 29 people. 50 to 90%, 24, and that's 11 people chimed in on that, and less than 50%, 11% of the people, and 5 people. So I guess the question is, greater than 90%, 65% of the people said yes. Is 65% of the people good enough?
No. When 90% of the people are wearing it 90% of the time, this thing goes away. That's the math. When 90% wear it 90%, this goes away. When 90% wear it 100% of the time, we go to the bars, we go to the restaurants, we do any damn thing we want, and this doesn't explode. But it requires that degree of compliance with masks.
So what did we learn today? Wow. Wear your damn mask.
Yes.
I love the doctor when he's on because he's I say all the time to Greg, basic math in life, everything is basic math. But it's never personified better and when it comes from a doctor regarding this virus to where it's like, listen, man. And it's like he said, if you're in a room and you're wearing a mask and you're with 10 people that all have COVID, yeah, that's not going to help you. Right, and I think that's how people are thinking about the mask thing. Is they're thinking about it from the wrong side. You know, think about it from it doesn't work unless everybody's wearing it. You know, like I understand that you'll get it if you're wearing a mask and you're hugging 10 people with COVID. I get you're going to get it, but that doesn't mean don't wear it because if you're not hugging 10 people with COVID.
Here's the good news. Here's the good news, and Jay, I think you'd even fall into this percentage. The 50 to 90%, which is the lion's share of the time. I mean, just go take the extra step. It shows that you're making an effort. We'll take it a little bit further because if we could just get that extra 23% and combine it with that 66%, we're up towards 90% at that point in time. And that's where we need to be. So the less than 50%ers, I don't think there's hope for those people. But luckily, that percentage is at 11%. So we've got that chance at 90 when I look at that.
Chance. You're right. A little tip, have more than one mask. You wear the same mask all day, it gets dank, it gets moist, it gets nasty. You switch your masks during the day, it keeps dry, it keeps fresh. Have more than one mask.
Man, you must be rich.
Have a wife who can sew, okay?
Well, and prices, though, are coming down. I'll tell you, I'm starting to see
can,
stuff.
You know, take your sock drawer or whatever, recycle that. It's just being a little silly. But at the end of the day, Doc, you're absolutely right. Let's just continue to wear this mask until a point in time to where we want to be. And what that is to be able to not wear a mask. So the longer that we put it off, the longer we're going to have to be faced with wearing it type of thing. And trust me, if you had a broken arm and they told you to wear a cast, no matter how cumbersome it would be, you would still wear that cast until you were healed.
Well, and if you're one of those people that are asking, when is this damn thing going to be over? The question that I have for you is, when are you going to wear your damn mask?
Ask yourself. That's right.
There you go. That's it.
All right, man.
With my daughter, if the person in the shop with her had not been wearing a mask, she could be responsible for her husband's grandfather's death. That simple. But they were distanced. It worked. The risk is vanishingly small. A win for the maskers.
Yeah, take a look at our summer dinner series. I think you'd be proud of us. We're doing some good stuff, showing the world how dining during a pandemic is done. And I think you'd like it. Yeah, thanks, Doctor. We'll see you soon, man. Dr. William Blanchet, hopefully, I was going to ask you this. Are you taking any more people into your practice? Because are you closed down? Are you?
I'm officially closed down. I have some partners. I'm officially closed down, but I occasionally break my own rules and take somebody slips in the back door. So
bye, Doctor. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
See ya. Boy, I like talking to him, huh?
It's just he's an approachable, smart guy. Because sometimes you get a little intimidated by a doctor and you feel like, or they tell you something you don't want to hear.
3 p.m., we're going to do it. We're going to talk to Sauvage Spectrum. It's our opening toast, or sparkling wine. Patrick and Kaibaum are going to join us. Also, we will catch up in the next segment with Julie Marrone, and she's with Petrocco Farms. Just catching up with Julie for the first time is fantastic. We will take a quick break. We'll come back. I'll tell you about A-Plus Beverage Solutions when we return.
Hey guys, with Modern Eater, this is Rich O'Brien with Elevation Food Service Reps. I'm here with one of ourselves, newly appointed hospitality specialist, Kalina Hilliard. And we're here in our showroom, and we've got our bar set up, we've got a lot of time. Come see us. Come see what we've got, and Kalina can help you guys out in the world of hospitality with anything. Take a little journey into the 38th Avenue kitchen just to see what's going on in here. And as I come in here, I'm noticing... Howard, what are you doing? Nothing. Show me, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Look at this beautiful equipment in here. Look at this beautiful... Chefs, restaurateurs, anybody that has anything to do with food service, come on over. We'd love to help you with menu development, love to show you everything about equipment, and maybe we'll even have a few pops.
Hey guys, it's Carly Smith, Fairy Godmother here. I've teamed up with Biker Jim Pittinger to bring you guys a delicious 5-course dinner on July 21st at Pizza Republica downtown at 6 p.m. So get your tickets now at summerdinnerseries.com, and I look forward to seeing you there.
I love catching up with the doctor there. If you missed any of the show today, we always archive it on themoderneater.com. Today's blog posting has everybody that was on the show today. That's on themoderneater.com. Also, Summer Dinner Series, summerdinnerseries.com.
Summerdinnerseries.com.
That's your,
I was doing one more.
That's your spot that you want to go to all summer long. And these dinners are delightful as we set out on that 14-day road trip to go source ingredients all over Colorado, get the best of the best from farms, ranches, breweries, distilleries, wineries, cideries, you name it. If it's got something delicious and it's Colorado made, we probably found it. Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions, pouring delicious Colorado craft beer all over the place. And I'm telling you, if you don't have your tap lines cleaned out, you need to get them clean. Because pouring inefficient beer does what to you, boys?
Pours your money down the drain.
Don't pour your money down the drain. It's one phone call away. Jeff Rourke, the most trusted man in the business. If you want a custom install, he's got you covered. You want to add a line? He's got you covered. You want to clean out your line? He's got you covered. Is your glycol off? He's got you covered.
What if I want 100 lines?
100? Easy, man. That's like a walk in the park for
What
Jeff
if I
Rourke.
want him to be self-serve?
He can do that too.
Nice.
What if you just want a nitro line? You know, that's it, simple. Or a coffee, kombucha line, water, anything you want. Jeff Rourke, he can do it. 720-272-3809. 720-272-3809. It's Jeff Rourke and A-Plus Beverage Solutions. Why not? Continuing on, and we made a little trip, a day trip. It was last week, and we went to Petrocco Farms. We met up with this young lady. Her name's Julie Marrone, and we welcome her now to the Modern Eater Show. She's on a spaceship.
Yes, I am. Can you believe it? It's so quiet in here. It's amazing. It's what I thought it would be. Hi, guys.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. First of all,
doing well. Thank you.
Talk a little bit about Petrocco Farms for those that don't know. It's a very interesting story. And a Centennial Farm, Colorado. You guys sprawl across a lot of northern Colorado, but I want to hear from you. What's up with Petrocco Farms?
Yeah, thank you guys first for the opportunity and for your continued support. At Petrocco Farms, we are a family-owned and operated produce farm that we've been in business growing vegetables as a family since 1916. So counting our children, we are fifth generation. That's pretty rare, and it's tough, but we're still here.
Yeah, the kids, as they're, when they're old enough to walk and talk, you go, guess what? You're going to be in farming your whole life. Does it work that way? How do you keep the family engaged into farming?
How do you? A backdrop like this doesn't make it too tough, but, they do, they tend to come and go, if you will. I mean, they're just so used to it. I grew up here. I grew up in sweeping the sheds myself, and just, it just becomes a familiar place. And you just kind of understand that you have a calling and you have kind of like an obligation to keep it going. I think it's in your blood. That's really, for me, that's how it feels. And it's been interesting enough, though, being a woman, to come up in a farming family where it is very, male oriented because of the very hard labor that it is. So, I've found my place. I've stuck with the family, and I'm proud to be here and be a piece of the reason that it is continuing on.
Your dad. Talk about your dad for a minute. This is a dude that still gets up with the roosters. Yeah. Talk about your dad.
Yes, he does. He does. He's 73 now, and he still is up about 3:30 or 4 in the morning. Morris, our acreage spans from Brighton to just north of Greeley, and he's 7 days a week, really 365. I mean, that old saying that you can't take the farm out of the farmer. I mean, it couldn't be more true with this senior.
Well, and Julie, I'll tell you, Harry Strohauer gives your dad huge props. We were visiting
He's
Harry.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he just had nothing but good things to say about how your dad is so on top of his game. And if you want to know anything about any of your Petrocco fields,
or someone else's
fields, that your dad would tell them immediately what was up.
Right. Well, we have that is very nice to hear. Thank you, Mr. Strohauer. What a phenomenal family that is as well. So that energy is tossed right back at you, and I'll share that with my father. I'm sure he'll smile. In this time of year and under this kind of heat and stress, he needs it.
All right, we got 7 minutes. Can we get a tour?
Absolutely. Come on, guys. Right behind me here is one of our 4 or 5 greenhouses that we start. We do start everything by seed. So even though it's a transplant that goes out into the field, we do this work here ourselves. And forgive any of the background noise as we go along here, because it is loud for my yells, but having trouble hearing. So I'm going to switch up here. This is our retractable greenhouse where we then move the plants to get kind of tempered, if you will. So those are just getting ready to go out into the field. But as I pan back here, I'm just noticing this tail damage, if you guys can see this. Pretty remarkable what happened last Thursday night. If you guys are aware, we did incur a great amount of hail damage here at the farm. So a little bit, heads are hanging a little low around here today, but that's the game we play.
Oh, man, and to just have that terrible reminder right in front of your face, right?
It's really, really tough, and I never realized until I kind of, in my older years, if you can say that, that, farming is so much gambling, because you really do have all your chips out on the table, and you never know what any day will bring. So, when we see the clouds in the sky, we tend to grow a few more gray hairs around here.
Well, and Julie, wasn't that sort of the comment that you made to Greg and I? And we had a private discussion about your comment last time, because you said about controlling the water and that you would rather control your water. And the conversation where I went to with Greg on this was that's probably because of things like hail.
Absolutely. Good point. We, as much as the belief is there, and it's, that rain, doesn't it help your farm? It's got to be good for you guys, right? Well, yes and no. We can handle a certain amount of moisture, but the things that we grow are so tender and can be damaged so quickly that we would prefer not. And through that, we do what's called largely it's furrow type irrigation. So you know what? We'd rather apply the water ourselves. We use well water, irrigation water, and at this point in the season, that comes down from the snowpack and travels down to the plains. And so, you know what? We can do it ourselves, but thank you very much.
Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, and as we've seen your setup, which is very impressive, the way that you are actually these processes, and we looked at it, to Julie, it was probably like, okay, she sees it. She's there every day. To us, it was just a fine-tuned machine of packing it up, bringing it in, washing it, packing it up, cooling it. Literally, yeah, and I think we'll see a little bit of the production area, but let's just continue with this tour, and we'll let you riff. Just continue talking.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it does, everything flows through what you're seeing here today. We farm about 3,500 acres along the South Platte River Basin, and that's precisely why we spread out over 45 miles. It's for that reason. Make the hail storm that happens, we're able to pull from other areas in the event that we can't use one or two other areas. We get hit. So, things we harvest are harvested every single day, 7 days a week, end of May, June through October, November, in the beautiful Colorado growing season that we are all blessed to have. And like I said, everything's brought in 7 days a week through this facility and shipped out. So really nothing ever stays here long enough to expire, for sure. We are maybe here 24 hours in our cooler, and then so by the time that it's harvested and hits the stores or obviously the restaurants, we're looking at 24 hours. So that's a really nice thing that we're able to lock in that question and get it out as quick as possible.
For sure. Where are you at right now?
Oh, yes. Right here, this is a field located right in front of our main facility. This here got quite a bit of hail, as you can see, kind of the really, really wet field here. But this will come up. This is some greens, and actually it's too young to see, but this is some onion way behind me. Mixed veg. Up in the far distance, there's a cornfield. I mean, it's just, we plant many things next to each other just to make sure that we have continued successions of availability. So that is that field, and I will take you guys a little further here. Just hang on with me.
So what do you do with a field that has been damaged? Do you turn that soil over? Do you still continue to cultivate and harvest? What do you do with that?
Mm-hmm. We're in that process now. We can, depending on the time of the season that it occurs. Of course, we'll
Ooh, we lost her audio there.
Yeah,
and I think she was just saying about the time of the season, Greg, because one of the things I could chime in to help Julie on is that, the lettuce and stuff.
Oh, there she is.
Are you back? Oh,
got me?
Yeah, we lost you at depending on the time of the season.
Okay. Yes, we can replant with something that has a shorter growing period. For example, lettuce or greens, and take Thursday, for example. We lost the entire field, but we'll go back and assess what is young enough to grow out of it, and hopefully that's the case. Or we'll plant something different and just try to move on.
Gotcha.
And Julie, what you mean by that is if the plant was young, it will just grow back naturally, right? Versus if the plant is too old.
Again, depending on the variety. I mean, young lettuce, things that weren't entirely ripped out of the ground, of course. I mean, they are pretty strong if they're young, and we can keep a good eye. But things that are entirely lost, for example, you smell the onion in the air after a hailstorm like that sends a message to the plant underneath, that it's done. That will not come back. So, it just depends on the variety.
Just to catch our viewers up, this is Julie Marrone from Petrocco Farms. She's given us a tour, and we're inside of the facility right now. Give everybody an idea of the location of where we're at here in Colorado.
Sure. We are in Brighton, Colorado, just at the intersection of 136 and Highway 85 in Brighton. And you're inside of our green bean warehouse. This is one of our oldest warehouses. It's actually that corner right over there where my grandfather used to sit and sell produce out of the single building here.
And that was her grandfather's original
desk. The sorting
desk.
crew is on break right now, but it does allow me to talk and be heard. This machinery is extremely loud when it's running. But this is what,
Oh, yeah.
And so if anyone was at Carrie Baird's first dinner and you're watching right now, the green beans that we ate at that first dinner were run right through that machine.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, looking good. Also, I'm trying to get a little hold of some that I can get you guys close in on here. But they are pretty much done sorting for now. We'll open a box. Let's just go.
Well, and another thing that struck
you guys enjoyed those, huh?
Oh my God, yes. One thing that struck me in the visit to the farms there is that the capabilities that, and again, it probably took many years to identify the things that you would need, but really just the one up of that farm to be able to get it to market so precisely, and then to be able to have the abilities, because some of the functions within that production facility, to give it more shelf life, Brian.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about the hydrovac that they have. And that's all about getting field heat out, because a lot of people don't realize when you harvest a plant, even if you do it like you're supposed to as early as you can in the morning, the earth is warmer than what the plant needs for longevity. And, and so a lot of people don't realize you got to take that plant and get it into a colder temperature immediately. And they've got some incredible high-tech stuff over there at Petrocco.
How we lock it up.
That's right.
That's how we get it done. So, folks, do you have any labels near you or any boxes that I want people to see it by name? And if they're at the grocery stores, really, this is something this is a farm. And a lot of the one-off farms that we go to, Brian, it's like, okay, if you wanted to get something from their farm, you'd probably have to go to their farm stand or a CSA or something. This is something you're going to be able to get this at the grocery store. And I want people to see it by name. I think she's heading over to maybe where a box is.
Yeah. Yep.
If Julie's
I got to tell you, did we mention that this is a centennial farm?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, gosh, people are so lucky.
Oh, we got you back now. Well, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
These metal buildings are unforgiving for cell signals. Thanks for bearing with me, guys.
No problem at all. Did you have a box that you can show folks of what the logo and the branding looks like?
I do. I lost it totally. I did live here and there because I had some boxes, but I'll grab some other ones. When your produce clerk is unloading, you'll typically see this box. The Rocco's name came from my grandpa Albert's nickname. They called him Rocco down at the produce row, as they used to call it, down there at the Denargo Market. And, just kind of became a fond name around here. It's obviously still way on the box.
Well, and the cool thing she just said right there, and not a lot of people know this because we have a lot of new people in Colorado, she was talking about Denargo. And if anybody lives downtown Denver in the Denargo lofts or any of that, that used to be the old produce terminal for Colorado, is where Growers Organic started, and we lost our produce terminal.
Interesting.
Yep, they called it Produce Row, if I remember correctly.
Yep. So, Julie, we need to get you to a summer dinner series dinner. Schedule that in.
That would be awesome.
Yep. And I don't know when's going to be good for you, but you've got the run of the mill, and we can't thank you enough for providing this delicious produce for folks. And we thought it was important to give them a little show of the farm, what's going on there. Obviously, we could spend all day with you, a few days with you, but we will check back early and often, and we look forward to our audience getting more and more acquainted with you, Julie.
Of course. Thank you guys again for the opportunity, and thank you for what you do. It gives us a purpose, really. If it wasn't for folks like you, we couldn't, do our jobs as well. So we're all in this together is a saying that's even more true today than ever.
Put a big smile on our face. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Julie. All right, Julie, there she is.
Thanks, guys. I hope to see you soon.
Yep, you will. Julie Marrone right there, Petrocco Farms. Okay, I think they're standing by. We got these dudes. These guys, these are the cats. We couldn't get away from these guys.
From the Front Range to the Western Slope. I love this, and one day you're going to get to see farms all over the state.
Hey, listen, we're going to break away real quick right now, but you don't want to go anywhere, because when you come back, two of the best all-timers, Patrick and Kebab, are going to come up next. That's Sauvage Spectrum, and you'll learn more about them next on the Modern Eater Show.
Hey guys, it's Rebecca Berry with Hot Schedules powered by Fourth here. And you know what they say, if you can't take the heat, then you should get out of the kitchen. But with Hot Schedules powered by Fourth, we want you in the kitchen while we put out those fires. With Hot Schedules, we help to mitigate risk with HR, payroll, and tax compliance solutions so you can continue to put those plates on the table for your guests. Today's a big day. We're reopening, so call me. Rebecca.berry@fourth.com. That's Rebecca.berry@fourth.com. With Hot Schedules by Fourth, we've got you covered.
Hey, Modern Eater fans. I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Okay, we're back at it. Jay wants to tell you about Aspen Baking Company.
Well, I did in the 3:15 when it's scheduled, but I can do it.
You already did it?
No, it's scheduled for 3:15.
There is no 3:15. Who's on at 3:15?
Well, that's the top, so I am putting it on after everything.
I thought yesterday I asked you to do it at the beginning of the show.
At the very beginning of the show?
Yeah, I said, let's give them some love. Aspen Baking Company needs
Well, we give them love every single show, but there's also commercials after them, so when do I play those then?
You play them right now.
Aspen Baking, they've been doing it since 1994, and they've been doing it well. Go to aspenbaking.com.
Are you happy now? I want to hear happiness out of your voice when you're doing that. Like upbeat, happy to talk about Aspen.
Well, that's what I thought I was doing.
Okay, well, just a little happier.
Okay.
How does happy sound? Happy Jay.
I don't know. I've never been a happy guy, so
yes,
that's a hard thing to.
Well, think about you're actually eating some Aspen bread right now.
Order direct, order online, order through Amazon Fresh, that sort of thing.
Pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, I love focaccia, I love hoagies, bear claws, sourdough, and batards. We just learned a lot about batards. Yeah. It's baked fresh daily. They're not the frozen guys, right? You eat a lot of bread from restaurants, but it's frozen. They're not the frozen guys. They're the fresh daily baked bread. Boxed lunches. You like sausage? You like Rome sausage? You can get boxed lunches with Rome sausage. If you love your employees, the ones that are working hard for you, treat them to some Aspen Baking boxed luncheons. Reach out to Cody Ann over there. We love her. AspenBaking.com. Over there, AspenBaking.com.
Do they use any sausage in those breakfast sandwiches that I would be curious about?
You were in the restroom.
Oh my gosh, I missed it. Rome sausage?
Yeah.
It's hash.
Well, that was interesting.
Hashtag, how's your Aspen? And as soon as, better to fall that way than the other, I guess.
Yeah, that could have killed me.
That's a little bit of our life in a nutshell. You want to talk to Sauvage Spectrum and see what Sparkling Wine's up to in the hills?
I do.
It's aspenbaking.com. Go eat bread.
Go eat bread. All right, it is 3:10 in the Mile High City as we zoom to Palisade, Colorado. And first, we got to welcome Kaibab Sauvage is here with us. Kaibab Snow Sauvage.
That's right. Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Cool. What's up, guys? Greg, Brian, Jay, how are you doing today?
Man, that is looking good behind you. Describe where you are.
We're at the Vinelands, right next to the winery. You can see the winery right behind me.
Oh, there it is.
We're about 9 acres right here in the middle of just east of Palisade. We're out here in the Roussan block right now. Just thought I'd give you guys some cool scenery.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks actually kind of temperate there today. What, about 75 degrees, cloud covered, and a chance at rain?
I think cloudy, humid, and chance of rain, and about 100.
Oh, is it that hot? Wow.
Yeah, it's warm.
We lost your camera, Kaibab.
That'll give us
I'm getting a phone call.
Oh, yeah. Hang up.
Hang up on. Look at this guy. He grew up.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. And now let's welcome Patrick to the show. Patrick Matty, because nobody can say his last name.
How you guys doing today?
Good to see you, Patrick.
Thanks for letting us join you.
We've got the grape grower, the farmer, and the wine maker all in one. for the audience. Guess
the team.
Yeah, that is a good team. If you can't guess who's who,
try again.
Yeah, exactly. Try again. Figure it out.
So, dudes, it went over without a hitch. The beginning of the summer dinner series. The only thing that could have been better is if you guys were there to greet people with that opening glass. But the Sparklet line. First of all, let's talk about the overall, just the brand itself, if you wouldn't mind. Sauvage Spectrum, Kaibab.
Absolutely. So the brand itself, you've seen our logo, is a graphical representation of the spectrum. And what we were hoping to bring to life with that was out here in the vineyard, we deal with all these wild, untamable elements. And you're taking that into effect with the artful craft of the winemaking, bring you this highly refined product. That's the whole kind of ethos of Sauvage Spectrum, is that juxtaposition between uncontrollable aspects and highly refined products.
Very well said, Patrick. You're on the inside. What are you wearing a parka?
We're just doing some cleaning. I'm trying to hide some logos for companies I used to work for.
Gotcha. All right, so leave it to Greg to ask. Well, why are you wearing a parka?
Yeah, why are you hiding those logos from your old companies, Patrick?
And what are these old companies?
We're working on some new things here, guys.
No, I understand.
Hey, all I could ask you guys, if you make some swag, make me a collared shirt so I could wear it all the time. I'll support your logo all day long. I just T-shirts,
I don't think we could put Sparklet on a collared shirt. Our brand's all about being fun, fruit-forward, and affordable.
Okay, then you got to get me flip-flops with it.
All right.
Okay, we can do that.
Give Freeman a leotard.
Even better.
With that on there. Guys, we fell in love with you just right off there. I mean, we can't wait to see you again. And I think it's just the passion, the intelligence. I mean, you guys are just down-to-earth people, but you're on to something really great. And I want to turn it to Patrick because, Patrick, this Sparklet wine or this Sparklet line is something else. Everybody enjoyed it, but you have 3 kinds. Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct. We have an extra dry, an off dry, and a rosé. And we're really just trying to hit a price point that's affordable and offers sparkling wine for everybody in the state.
Gotcha. For sure. We got this. Yeah, we could hear you.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so our technique and our grapes and our facility, everything we have allows us to offer this product and make sure we get in everybody's hands on every shelf in every liquor store in Denver. So we've been hitting it hard, real big down in Denver. So if you see it, please grab it. Please try it.
Yeah. So, Kaibab, you're getting another phone call there, Kaibab. I just want to. I want to see how long he can keep his arm up like that.
Strong. I got these farmer muscles.
You're strong. You're strong like bull. So, guys, it's all. Whenever we turn the cameras off, the conversation just flows, right?
Yeah.
And what would we be talking about? Well, I don't know. Maybe we should rephrase that. What would you like to say about the brand and your passions and tell us a story? How about that?
Patrick?
Well, what we're trying to do is it's really interesting. We've had a lot of people come up to us and say, wow, you guys are pioneering something new here in Colorado. And, you want to agree with them, but also, we're just trying to set a new standard for Colorado wines and really bring the fruit, bring the attention of the Grand Valley, bring it to the Front Range. Let's bring it to our consumers. Let's let the people in Denver know where their wine is coming from, meet the grower, meet the winemaker. I mean, we are very passionate about that, and that is something that I honestly would be talking about if the cameras were off.
Oh, no doubt. Here's a cool one, and this is for Kaibab.
Okay.
So we've talked to the guys from Carboy and some other wineries, and man, you are held in such high esteem as a grape grower. I mean, truly, just like this guy is So you're doing something fantastic, but you're winning awards with these grapes.
Well, thank you, Greg. I feel like if you just show up to work every day for 20 years, eventually you get a reputation.
Now, is Patrick coughing because he heard those accolades and he couldn't? He's like,
no, wrong pipe.
Probably. So I wanted to touch on your question to Patrick. I think a big thing that we have is that we're a state grown, we're a state bottled. That means we had control from grape to glass. These grapes right here, I take care of them every day. We harvest them. They go right over to our facility right over here, and they're processed. And then Patrick takes care of the wine up until bottling. So I think that's a really unique thing. There's only a handful of wineries in Colorado doing that. And as to my partnerships with other wineries, I've just been truly blessed to work with some amazing winemakers and great people. And I'm just happy they keep wanting to source fruit from us.
Yeah, it's interesting because at what point will you be like, I can't give you grapes anymore, I'm using them all?
Well, it'll be a while probably, but maybe not. If we take off, we grow about 300 tons of fruit a year, which would be 20,000 cases or something. We'd be a pretty large winery if we took it all in.
We almost watched Patrick die on camera. Which would
I should have gone and helped him. I'm right outside the winery.
He's choking to death, Kaibab. No, I'm in the middle of a story here. Let me finish up.
Well, but guys, one thing that I would say about Kaibab, and I don't want to give too much because I want people to come to our dinner, that he's going to be there and hear this real story from his mouth.
When is that?
Yeah, which dinner are you guys going to come to?
Next week, I think, right? Both of them, same time.
Froze up.
Both of them.
Lightning storm.
And Patrick doesn't look good in that one picture, man. I don't know. I'm hoping he's got the oxygen that he needs, man. But he's got his hand on top of his head like, oh, I'm about to. And then Kaibab.
Well, Greg, can I talk about Kaibab for a second? Why he's not there. Kaibab started in the Valley. Remember the story he was telling us about when he was a young man in high school? He started working on the fields for all of these different peach farmers or peach growers, vineyards, and all these different stuff. And he learned the business from packing boxes, from out in the fields picking peach trees and doing that stuff. And he grew up in Palisade. And
did we lose both of them?
Yes.
Let's do this. Let's see if we can't get them back. We will. Did you finish that thought?
No. Let's take a break and see if we can't get them back. And I'd love to tell the story with him. No. I think this is just a great little tidbit about Kaibab. He's just an awesome guy.
This is a good time for me to play.
There's Patrick. So Patrick's back. But we're waiting for Kaibab, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. The Modern Eater Show continues.
Hey there, Barbecue All-Star. This is your year, so what if you weren't drafted? The only draft you need to be worried about is actually spelled D-R-A-U-G-H-T, and it's adult for the word beer. It's barbecue season, baby. Now get out there and grill your ass off.
Yeah, there we go. It's their summer dinner series. I'm a farmer. What's up, everybody? This is Kaibab Sauvage, co-founder of Sauvage Spectrum Winery, home of Sparklet, Palisade's newest premier sparkling wine producer, coming to you live from our vineyard. You can see this beautiful vineyard behind us. We're so happy to pair up with the Modern Eaters for the Summer Dinner Series. Check them out online, summerdinnerseries.com to get your tickets. You can come hang out with us. You can try our latest releases of our Sparklets. It's the perfect aperitif to pair with these amazing creations the chefs are going to bring you. Can't wait to see you guys, hang out with you guys, tell you about our story, get to know you better. Hope to see you there.
Man, that was.
I just had to get hyped up. I just had to get, feeling good.
All right, we lost both of you guys. Now we're back. We've got them. I see Kaibab. There's Patrick, too. We were worried about both of you. Looks like you're inside of a bottle of Sparklet right now, Kaibab.
It's this top secret project. I climbed through the hole. It's going to be, you've heard of magnums. We have, magnums you can get in.
Wait, this is pretty far out.
It's our tents.
Oh, those are your tents? Oh, that's pretty cool. And that's inside the production facility. Okay, Brian, when we broke off, you had a point you wanted to make.
Yeah, Kaibab, I was just telling a little bit of your story about this young guy that started picking fruit and learned the business from really the ground up And that's why someone like myself has such admiration for you, because I've been in the farming and ag, since I was in my early 20s. And you don't see a lot of guys like you. You don't see a lot of guys that started from the ground up and stick with it. And you could have gone a million different directions, and you chose to stay in Palisade. Will you tell a little bit of your story?
Well, a family friend of my dad's I ran into, I actually started leasing his farm, asked me a question. He's like, "You were such a happy kid." I played soccer with his daughter. He's like, "You were always smiling. Why were you always smiling?" And my answer to him was, "I didn't know any better."
That's good. That is good.
No, but seriously, I love what I do. I get to live in Palisade. I get to use my background in science, biology, chemistry, and I get to work with amazing people like you guys. I mean, this is such a cool platform and opportunity you've given us to share our story. And truly, everything I do is a lot of hard work, but I like that. I feel like it's so rewarding. It just makes you feel good at the end of the day.
I'll tell you, everybody appreciates what both of you guys are doing, because, it takes a team to build it, right? And you guys have done that.
Well, and beyond that, an army to push it through, because we're a part of that army. And just the other day, I was having a birthday dinner at Beast and Brews in Colorado Springs. Okay, write that down, Patrick.
Beast and Brews.
Yeah, I sold it in there. So all you got to do is go down and drop him an invoice. I gave the chef.
We'll be there.
I gave the chef a bottle. He's expecting your call. So that's Beast and Brews.
How many cases did you land?
That'll be up to you. I didn't want to do any of the particulars. I just wanted to be the pretty face representative.
Well, all right, but you lose out on that commission, so I'll take that.
I'm happy to do. I do it for bottles, if you don't mind. I work for booze.
Awesome.
But
you guys are around this week.
But seriously, ask for it by name, you guys. If you get a chance to Sparklet, and if you find it, take pictures of it and tag these guys. Use their Instagram too. You guys have an Instagram yet?
Yeah.
What's the Instagram?
Savage Spectrum Wines.
Yeah, use that and hit them up. Let them know. What about the barrels, Kaibab?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, Greg, if you put enough work in, it'll go from bottles to barrels.
There we go.
Commission.
Done.
I can sign up. Hey, by the way, David at Davino, I bought his last bottle of Off Dry. You want to hit him up because he didn't have the rosé, and he didn't have that killer summer special one that you released. So just FYI. We're out there working. The Army is in place. Everywhere we go, we're hitting people up for it.
Thank you, guys.
For sure.
Do you want to see our latest project here? We've been working on the bubble bus.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, check it out. So, there just happens to be a bottle of Pet Nat right here that inspired this logo. Am I in frame? There we go.
Nice.
We've been making some customizations to it. Got our welder right here. We just started working on it. We're getting ready for our grand opening party
nice.
This weekend. Saturday the 18th, we'll be here from 11 to 7. It's our grand opening. We got Michelangelo's wood-fired pizza. Yeah, Patrick's in there. There he is.
Awesome. That's so cool.
You guys come on out. We're doing complimentary tastings all weekend, and we're really launching our wine club. Come check it out.
Come check it out. Learn more about them online, and I don't know, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Your Facebook page, your Instagram, your website?
All of it.
Yeah, just Google.
We're on Facebook, Spectrum. We're on Instagram, and then our website, sparkletwine.com. We have a bubble locator on there. You can find us. We're in about 60 locations around Colorado, so more than likely we're somewhere close to you. If not, ask for us.
Yeah, by name. Rock and roll. Thanks, boys. We'll catch up soon, and we'll see you on the 21st for Carly Smith and Biker Jim's dinner. You'll be there in person, and can't wait to cheers you guys. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Looking forward to it. Cheers.
Right, there they are.
See you guys later.
Patrick and Kaibab.
Take care, guys.
Palisade, Colorado. That's a good duo, man.
It really is. Well, and what's so crazy is people don't realize if they saw that shot behind Kaibab, our peaches for the first dinner came from Peter Forte,
Yeah.
which is right behind where Kaibab is. He took us up to the hill right there. That's a hill. He's growing for Peter Forte. So what a story. It's sending goosebumps up me right now just because I enjoyed myself so thoroughly with those two guys. Didn't you?
I absolutely did. We spent a lot of time with them. And it wasn't just because Kaibab bought us breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It wasn't because of that.
Jay's smiling. Jay's like, you got a different story, Jay?
No, man. I can't even get that sentence. It put goosebumps up me, what you said.
Did I say up me? It was the bubbles. It was the bubbles. They put the
up me. That's
up me. Yeah.
That got me, man.
I
lost my production brain for 30 seconds because of that.
That's just how good I feel talking to these guys, man. They put bubbles up me.
Next, it'll be a bottle.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Who knows? Hey, guys, how you feel coming out of quarantine? You.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking. I thought you were still talking to them.
Were we in quarantine? Were we in the truck? Is that our quarantine
how do you feel?
time?
You know, locked up in your houses, the whole COVID shutdowns, being a little stagnant. You know, you haven't been bartending. You know, you're not on your feet as much.
No, it's really weird.
Well, let's listen to a little of this, and then we'll talk about how we feel. This was a piece that I saw coming out of Los Angeles, and you know Los Angeles. But we'll play this and then take notes. I want to know what jumps out at you.
Well, according to this study, Americans have lost hope of getting a summer bod because apparently it's the COVID-19 thing that you've heard a little bit about. Nutrisystem surveyed 2,000 people, found 76% have gained up to 16 pounds during quarantine. 63% say instead of focusing on a summer bod, they're now focusing on getting a post-quarantine bod. Some of these struggles being blamed for the weight gains include maintaining a consistent sleep and eating schedule, staying physically active, keeping a positive attitude, not drinking at all hours of the day, staying motivated while working from home, and trouble with eating healthy.
Wow. Those are all things that I improved on during this period. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, there's some people, though, and my friend James is this, and I told him this, so I don't feel bad about, telling it to you guys as well. He just lived in chaos his whole life, and so now in this weird new era, he thrives.
It works.
He's thriving.
So many people like him. He's been like, I've been waiting for this my whole life, because he's one of those people who can, fall into a bed of garbage and come out smelling like roses, and that is, I think, the kind of mentality that you need in a world like this.
That's it. So you get the theme of it. First of all, Nutrisystem says that everybody's 16 pounds overweight. I don't think they have any interest in people feeling flabby right now.
Yeah, I mean, and there's no motivation to tell us we're all fat and ugly, so we should go out and get, cosmetic surgery and go on a diet, you know.
16 pounds. So there are the people, and I do believe it's right down the middle of people that went one way or the other. Now, Brian, I know you're looking good. You're feeling good. You've lost some weight.
I have lost weight.
You're exercising.
The feeling good, though, is up and down.
You're not feeling real good?
I mean, I do for the most part, right? When you're healthy, you feel a little bit better. But there's a point where what I don't like is I don't like every day I don't like feeling like I'm going to get a surprise tomorrow. I don't want a surprise. I don't like surprises.
You're too old for surprises.
What's the surprise you're worried about getting?
Well, it's just a surprise that we walk out and we find out, oh, by the way, all restaurants are closed. By the way, we got to pivot what we're doing. By the way, there's just,
that affects his gut.
Yeah, well, it's that thing that, remember, Dr. Metz said one thing at the very beginning of this COVID. Well, she said we always ask as an entrepreneur, you're always asking yourself, what if? But then as a good entrepreneur, you come up with answers for what if. Right now, there's no answers. There's what if, and shit, I walked outside and it's burning down. Yeah, what if? I mean, just the other day, I walk out in Evergreen, we've got huge fires, and people's houses are burning down.
So
what if?
From gaining weight to huge fires in Evergreen, Brian Freeman has the great ability. Jay, how are you doing, man? As you're now starting to look at okay, now I got to start looking at Jay Parker. How are you? How's your overall physical health? Your weight? Did you gain anything? Are you feeling good?
No, my weight I've managed to keep right where I want. Honestly, for however, not bartending for a long time, that was my only form of exercise. So I was a little concerned about that. If I ever grow up and
Sure.
don't have to bartend, so that's happening now theoretically, right? And so it's staying the same. Now I don't get any exercise. Mm-hmm. Right, I starve myself for most of the day.
Everything you do is done through diet.
Yeah. And when I say I starved myself, I had 4 carrots today and an apple. If you want to call
specific diet.
I call it, but I explained it right afterwards.
There's no explanation.
Sure, because you guys say I starved myself.
No, you say you.
No,
you just
no.
did.
Well, I just said it now,
okay.
but you guys say that I don't eat during the day, which is not true. So when I started the sentence, I said I starved myself because that's what you think.
Okay.
But in reality, if you want to say eating 4 carrots and an apple so far today, what are we at? 3:30.
Yeah.
Then yes, I starve myself. But I'd like to eat organic and just raw stuff, vegetables and all.
Right.
And then at the nighttime, I'll eat some garbage.
But don't you know there's the name for what you're doing, right? You know what he does, right?
What do
Starving?
I do?
No, you only eat. It's called. It's a certain kind of. It's something fasting. I'm trying to remember the damn
Intermittent
name.
fasting.
Intermittent fasting is what he's doing, and actually, it's been proven to work on weight gain. Have you done any projects around the house, you lazy bum?
I have a hot tub that I need to break down piece by piece and throw away in the trash and talk my trash company into picking up each piece. But no, I haven't started that.
Have you gotten the spider webs out of the bush?
No, the webs are actually still there.
Let's finish up the damn topic.
Every time I see him, I think of Greg.
Diversion.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do I keep a
What's
topic
the topic?
going?
How I feel?
I know.
How you feel.
No,
Well, I thought the topic was, are you doing
mind.
anything new?
Never mind.
I feel the same. When I smoke cigarettes, right? I quit smoking cigarettes. I felt the same. When I quit drinking alcohol, I felt the same. Like before and after, at least I think I do. I don't know. How do you feel,
Yeah, how
Greg?
do you? I was just going to ask that. How do you feel, Greg?
What do you mean?
No, we come
SummerDinnerSeries.com.
SummerDinnerSeries.com. SummerDinnerSeries.com.
Some tickets left. I would have told you I had some good stuff to say, too.
Well, let's hear it. I won't defer it, man.
I'm over it.
Why, man? Viewership is growing right now with this banter.
They're dying to hear what Greg Hollenbeck is doing.
No, I was going to talk about
You're looking good. You learned how to fly a drone. I can talk about some of the great accomplishments.
Let's talk
you've
about
had.
drone footage. Let's do that.
Oh, God. He's going to go find it and cue it up, make me play it. He's going to say that part. He's like, watch this part again.
Watch this.
Watch this.
But I tell you, he's gotten much, much better. I mean, listen, I was there.
Are we doing the drone
I was
thing?
there the first day. Do you have the
doing?
original drone footage? Do we even have any drone footage
No,
of the first one?
I call it pre-instruction reading. That's what I call that. Thursday on the show, Mark Antonition's going to join us. So tomorrow at 2:20 p.m., Mark Antonation. Westward, they're coming up with a directory of takeout, delivery, and up-to-date. I want to know what they're doing. How is that? I guess a comprehensive directory. Do we need it? Do you need one? I think
I would tell you a lot of stuff is outdated, right? Because if you go onto Google, a lot of those restaurants and a lot of the things I've driven around, they're not there anymore.
Well, here's what's interesting is right now as you think about, reopenings and what are you doing and who's doing what, and do you have different menus for dine-in versus takeout, just like we were talking to Kelly Whitaker about. And restaurants, even if you go to their website, chances are you're going to get misinformation from that because it's not updated or it just changed for the day or whatever. Right now, and that's really the Modern Eater Show. If you're not with us as an advertiser, I don't know what in the world. You can get your message out there daily.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. So whether that be Westward, right, for an informational just a one-stop shop for I want a comprehensive, up-to-date list, and I'm hoping Westward can provide one. So they've already recognized there will be mistakes, there will be stuff that's outdated, there will be stuff that needs to be updated, but so much is changing right now. Mark Antonation, he'll join us on the show tomorrow. Friday, this will be a good one. Bob Pease, he is the CEO and president of the Brewers Association. I think he's the only one that's left that works there.
Gosh,
I mean, honestly, just a powerhouse of an organization. So if Julia Hurst, if she was furloughed, I know Andy Sparhawk must have been. I mean, we'll go down the line. But Bob Pease, interesting.
Scary stuff.
Commercial, well, the show's almost over.
Well, I'm just in case. If we kept talking, then I want to do a commercial. We're still talking. I got commercials to play. I don't know what you want me to do with these commercials.
Well, we need to talk about, because yesterday I said just run them, stack them up. 30 seconds is not enough. We need like a 2-3 minute block. Run them out there, because I don't know. We're not promising a 2-hour show right now. So I said, just run all those commercials and then write them down afterwards.
We can argue off air because
we can do it now, because I need witnesses anymore when I talk to you.
Didn't you tell me put it in the clock?
I said
it's in the clock.
I said that's next week.
No, you didn't say. You didn't say start loading things for next week.
Revisit the clock next week, and this week we want to just get a feel,
and just so everyone knows,
for when you run the commercial. Look at me, because we got to get on the same page.
I know, but
so
you told me put him in
okay,
there.
I lied to you yesterday, and then I changed my mind. And today I thought I'm going to jack with Jay, change my mind and my statement towards him, and be like, okay, I'm changed up today, Jay. You're right. Yesterday I said something completely different to you.
Whatever you want to tell yourself, I'm on board.
Here's what I want to tell people.
So did we run all of our obligations today?
No, we did not.
We didn't. Why didn't we? What if I would have ended the show at 3:15?
Then I would play him at the end, like you've told me.
That's terrible. I didn't tell you to do that. I keep saying. Why do I keep saying it's terrible? Then
I will create a new spot block that will play all the commercials inside of an hour show. But then I have to redo the whole TME clock from what you told me you wanted to see and Little Rich to see. That's what you told me. You said make it just like the radio show so Little Rich can see it just like the radio show, which is a 2-hour show, 20, and we even changed the times. 20:40 top, 15:30 45.
We did a 2-hour show?
Not too long ago.
When?
Not too long ago. I don't know.
Well, what do you mean you don't know? You're the producer. You run the commercials. When was the last time
I'm
you did a 2-hour show?
I'm not good at this job.
You know what's totally weird, you guys? If I close my eyes right now, I think I am on the set of Real Housewives of the Modern Eater.
Really?
It's happening right here. I see it, the drama. It's playing out. I love it.
There's no drama. Let's see. This is more entertaining than the commercials.
Bingo! What did I just tell you?
That's why. I mean, listen. That's why we're doing. But just for the record, I think we should have this production meeting right now on the air. Witnesses. I want witnesses. So let's get on the same page.
You tell me when you want these commercials to play.
Aspen Baking. I want it out of the first block tomorrow.
Aspen Baking.
Out of the gun.
In the first. What do you mean out of the first block?
When we come back from the first
commercial.
break, Aspen Baking.
Okay.
Done. Right?
Next commercial.
Hashtag.
And then the next one would be, the next live would be A+.
So you want
next block, right?
The next block? What do you want the second commercial after the live
then
to
just
be?
stack them up, 3 minutes apiece, and then we'll see how many that makes. So
you want each spot block to be 3 minutes or as close to it because
Correct.
they're not all exactly the same time.
Yes. And then whatever's left over, then we'll know how much we have.
Can I vote for
whatever's left over of how long of a show?
You'll let me know. You'll say, okay, we have 3 blocks. It'll take 3 minutes of advertising.
Okay.
And then I want to make sure. Because truth be told, that Aspen Baking sometimes doesn't get on the show with their lives, right?
Well, yeah, that's happened. I mean, a lot of things have happened with a lot of different people. I understand that.
So every day we got to make sure everybody's stuff plays.
Well, I agree 100%.
Okay. So cool. We got that. So tomorrow, you guys, we'll come out of that first break. What are we going to be blazing?
Aspen Baking.
Aspen Baking Company.
Hashtag how's your Aspen, baby?
Hashtag how's your Aspen. I know. Rebecca Berry, why don't you refresh your commercial too, Rebecca? You're about ready for it. Who else on there needs a refresher?
Rich O'Brien, I've talked to him. Charlie.
Wait, hold on a second. Do we have a preview of Charlie's commercial?
Yeah.
Did you play it?
No. I'll play it right now.
Yeah, play a preview of this. It's so cool.
Hi, I'm Charlie Gottenkenny, brewmaster at Brews Beers. Our all-new Abbey 4-pack contains the main products of Abbey and Trappist breweries in Belgium. So with the 4-pack, you'll get a single, a double, a triple, and a quadruple. One of each. Most monastery breweries will make 2 to 4 of these. Some of them make all 4. And American craft breweries, like Brews, that specialize in Belgian beers, will make multiple versions of the Big 4 throughout the year. So where can you get an Abbey 4-pack? Well, you can get it at either Brews location, 67th and Pecos in Midtown, or in the East Colfax neighborhood at Colfax and York. You can also find them at fine liquor stores throughout the Denver area. So get yours today and take home some Belgian-style badassery.
Hey guys, it's Brian Rizzuto with Encore Energy, the guy who saves your businesses money on natural gas. I know these are crazy, crazy times right now. So while your business is working on increasing your sales, let me work on saving you guys money on your natural gas. I make it as easy as possible. Just provide 12 months worth of natural gas bills to me. I'll do the rest. I know you're really busy, so let me get to work for you. You can reach me at 720-245-5771. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and let me try to save you some money in these crazy times. Bye.
We started Meridium Spirits because we love the way that spirits and cocktails can bring people together to socialize, to bond, to have conversations. Well, right now we've got some big conversations to have. Coop Vodka and Coop Gin are available at liquor stores across the metro area, but if you can't find us or would like to have us behind your bar or at your restaurant, send us an email, info@meridiumspirits.com. We know things are a little different these days, but think of us the next time you're planning a virtual happy hour or a socially distant picnic. And keep an eye on our social media, Coop by Meridium, for all the latest and greatest.
Hey, Dave Thibodeau here. Hey, friends of the Modern Eater. This is Dave Thibodeau from Ska Brewing and Peach Street Distillers. I wanted to let you know that our new brew distillery is up and running again in Boulder. And we've got a great selection of Ska beers, nearly 30 on tap. We've also got all of our Peach Street spirits available, a great mixology program that we brought down from the Western Slope and Palisade. We're open limited hours, Wednesday through Friday from 3 to 10. And then we open up earlier at 10 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday and get some brunch action rolling. We have 2 great patios. Socially distant seating is available. And you can always check for more information at scastreet.com and hope we become your new favorite neighborhood spot. And I'd like to meet you there in the not too distant future for a beer or a drink soon. So take care, be healthy, and stay strong. And I'll talk to you later.
Hi guys, it's Cody Ann from Aspen Baking Company. We specialize in fresh, preservative-free, amazing bread. But with all the food news, go right here to the Modern Eater.
Okay, we're back. And first of all, I really enjoy our commercials. I just think they're creative. I think they're fun. It gives the voice of the business owner. I think they're really cool.
Well, the difference is they're not these super professional, I mean, they look professional, but they're not edited and where you don't even get a real feel. These are real people giving a real testimonial about their businesses. That's what I think is just
I think they're really cool. Also, come hell or high water, we're going to figure out how to make this a legitimate talk show. We'd have to change the host for that to happen. But in the sense of we're going to figure out a way for you viewers to participate with us. Now, I think that's going to mean providing a Zoom link into our description for the day that you can pop into and sit in a queue when we're ready to take calls, right? Video calls. But I think that's going to look sweet.
And I'll tell you another thing that I'd love to do is
just prepare yourself for bad signals and whatnot, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it won't be.
We're prepared.
You mean prepared to be a Zoom call?
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
But don't you think that I think what could be cool is I just want to hear people sound off, man.
Let's do an experiment. This is the end of the show. Nobody's watching anyway. Jay, take the Zoom link for today and throw that into the comments, and we'll just take first up.
Yeah.
See if
anyone takes us up on this.
16 people. We're going to throw the Zoom link into the comment and into the comments. You click that Zoom link, and we'll pop you into the show.
I like it.
Shoot the breeze
with
you.
Do you like that idea I just threw at you, though?
What'd you say?
The sound off, man. I just want to hear from 15 seconds from anyone and everyone.
I do actually.
And we could just dump that in a what do we call that special place that we store all our information?
Centralized location.
A centralized location.
Yes.
We'll put all that data in a
but
centralized
stuff for
location.
like today's poll question, right? And we can just do that with people, and then they can make a comment with it. So, what percentage of time do you wear a mask in public? That'll be you can jump in and comment on that.
Yeah.
We're going to try right now. So there's Jay Parker. He Jay put the link in. So in order to see the link, and if you're watching from any other Facebook page, you'd have to go to the Modern Eater Facebook page. Let's just see if anybody clicks on. We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
Who's bold enough?
If you're out there and you have something to say, now's your time.
Are you bold enough to click
I've got
the link?
16 other people that are dying to hear what you have to say right now.
Right now.
Bring it.
That's right.
Bring it.
And another 20 will watch it afterwards.
Or 3,000.
So let's see. Come on. Mom?
Anyone? Rebecca Berry? You're missing out on this opportunity right now? Come on.
All right, we've got the link. I almost want to test the link to see if I pop it. I mean, I would, right?
You should, technically.
No,
you're on already.
Who's going to click the link? Anybody?
I can click the link.
No, don't click the link. We need to see if someone will click the link. Don't let us down. We'll do this at the beginning of the show sometime. 15. All right, click the link. We want to hear from you. Wearing a mask in public. Do you think we have it in us to get to 90%?
I wear my mask everywhere now. I mean, I'll admit, on a road trip. I do. I do. This is the only place you ever see me, just an FYI.
Hit the link.
Yeah, hey, by the way, Clinton
testing
McGee, if you're still out there, out in Florida, or wait, you're in South Carolina.
Test.
Hit us, Clint.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Do we need to play some commercials for our viewership to go back up?
I love that.
Let's see. Testing.
By the way, hey, why does it say that the Modern Eater is closed now? What's that about on Google? Aren't we always open?
Oh, you're right, because it was Saturdays. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Does the name Paulina Safransky ring a bell to you?
Yes, Paulina is. Why do I know that? She is at a restaurant here in Denver.
She's had very extensive restaurant background.
Yep.
Marketing gal, PR side now. Paulina Safransky.
Gosh, I know this. I know it. And you're stumping me because you know how bad I am with
she
names.
put out a great piece about marketing and really what we're seeing right now with restaurants and bars. I read that piece, reached out to her, and asked her if she'd like to come on the show to talk about it. She said she could do tomorrow. Let's discuss the details. So Paulina Safransky will join us.
Nice.
Taking off? Oh, you're getting the eye, Brian.
I'm getting the eye.
You're getting the evil eye.
I think that there's an
you gotta
event
go?
that we're supposed to be at today.
All right, you got to take off?
Unfortunately,
cool.
I do.
All right, let's do that. We'll end the show now. Tomorrow on the show, we've got a couple of things for you, but Mark Antonation will join us from Westward. I think Paulina Safransky will join us as well. What else? Are we forgetting anything? SummerDinnerSeries.com?
SummerDinnerSeries.com. Jay?
SummerDinnerSeries.com. Rebecca was trying to connect to the Zoom, so I was looking for her.
So she did click the link.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it works. We just wanted to know.
It works, guys. Paulina is with the View House Group, and they owned all those. I forget the actual LLC, but they own all those clubs downtown.
So she's going to come on tomorrow to talk about some marketing. That should be interesting.
That's awesome. I haven't seen her in years.
Is there a reason why you're not showing us your Zoom camera?
Yeah, because I'm a Hot Mess Express right now. So
Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express.
We need more stories. We need the update. The update from your friend. That always cracks me up. You know what I'm talking about. Your daily update.
My daily update?
Okay, the Colfax daily update. Let me get more specific. You know that update, don't you?
Oh, George's. He hasn't given me any good stories lately. I forgot about that.
Oh, don't forget about that. That was part of my daily entertainment. All right, that's Rebecca Berry, Rebecca.berry at Forth.com. Okay, we're going to take off, signing off. Did you watch any of the show today, Rebecca?
I've been working, so I did hop on for this last segment. I do try to hop on. There's a lot of good information and good people on, and George Eater actually sent something cool to me that on, I believe it's Friday and Saturday, Landmark will be having an outdoor movie. And it looks like Hitch is the 17th and The Princess Bride is the 18th.
Bring Andy. It's date night. Here's what you should have learned from today. Wear your damn mask.
Yep. Wear your damn mask.
I do, Greg. Actually, I do. That is one of my biggest things. You know, if I'm out at Wash Park and it's not busy, honestly, I haven't. Or if I'm walking my dog around my neighborhood, I wear my mask everywhere, not only to protect myself, but out of respect for everyone else. And, you know, I don't want us to get in a situation where we're going to start closing down. It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
See, that's what I want to do is I want to start opening up a Zoom link to have people just comment, call in and comment. We're going to do that. Thanks for doing that. Here's the poll for today. What percentage of time do you wear a mask in public? Greater than 90%, 50 to 90%, or less than 50%. Chiming in from greater than 90% is 60% of the folks at 41 people. 50 to 90% is 22% at 15 people, and less than 50% at 18% and 12 people. So let's get those numbers changed.
I'd like a follow-up on that, though. I wish we could see, of those, how many people are in the restaurant industry. Because I'm curious.
Maybe that'll be tomorrow.
Is our viewership skewed to people who are better at wearing masks, and we're not getting the 11 people that said they don't wear a mask? Is that sort of the outliers, or is that the general public, and we've got the outliers at 60%?
For Jay Parker, Brian Freeman, myself, Greg Hollenbach, Brian, you better get the hell out of here. It's time to go.
I know I got.
You don't got to go home, but you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. We'll start it again. The Modern Eater Show continues.